So time I found I was with this guy when we were in uni, we're like uni lovers, and we when we graduated from uni after a year we broke up, and then he said he's dating somebody else, and after that person he ended up dating somebody else, and now he's getting married to that person. Then he texted me on Saturday last week, and he's just trying to say hi, and I said hi to him back, and then all of a sudden this week I'm hearing from a friend who is a mutual friend of him and I that he's still calling me one of his girls because I responded to him well. I guess he expected me to block him or like not talk to him or something, I guess. But I already moved on, so I wasn't really like interested in like being, beachy or any like giving attitude. I just didn't feel like I needed to because I already moved on from the whole thing. So, however, he ends up telling this his friend that like, oh, I'm still one of his girls, expecting stuff, inviting me to come to where they are because I'm in a different state from where he is, and I'm just like, but you're getting married, literally, very soon, and you didn't get married to me. You didn't get married to the girl after me. You got married to a whole different person. And now you're telling me to come. Like, this nigga has not married and is already cheating. Also, we haven't spoken in 5 years after like our last like after we broke up and everything. We hadn't spoken in 5 years. So this is somebody that I've not spoken to for 5 years after like we just spoke recently that has this delusion. But this is the thing with men. Like men believe that they would just ghost you or maybe you guys will not talk for like years and then they will come back and they expect you to just be like, hey okay, I'm here. You're clown number one. Like
Guys, stay pimping with me while I tell you the story of how I booked our apartment for a client and they took the client's caution fee. For me, it wasn't really worthy to take the person's caution fee, but tell me what you think. Let's go. Okay, so this story started with I booked an apartment, clearly. So I booked an apartment for a and my client likes to zaza. So I was like, oh, okay, can these clients zaza before they come in? And they're like, yes, the client can zaza, but the client should zaza at the balcony. Now the balcony, because this would be important, the balcony and the living room is not far from each other. They're kind of like in the same area. If you leave the balcony door open, the smell of the zaza will come into the living room. Just keep that in mind. Okay. So, however, we booked the apartment, everything was going well and everything. So come to the point where we had to like, check out and all. We're supposed to get our Christian feedback because they didn't do anything wrong, they didn't destroy anywhere, nothing was done. The people that's the owners of the apartment, the caretakers and all, they say, oh, that he brought a person, like he brought a guest. Now they don't have an issue that he brought a guest, but they have an issue that the guest stained the bed with her monthly cycle. And then we're like, okay, cool. How much will that cost? They first of all say for because it's bed sheet you're changing, right? Because you just need to wash your bed sheet, which shouldn't even be charged, but okay, you want to charge. So we said, okay, you could charge us for it, but how much would that be? Because we're just trying to understand like their thing, their protocols at this point. They're like, oh, it's going to be the whole 50K that we don't have any caution fee to collect back. And we're like, why don't we have a caution fee to collect back that the bedsheet will not cost that too? And you guys are going to wash it with hypo. However, these people literally don't do that. They say no, that they're going to take the whole 50K. Then they start talking about the fact that the Zaza was smelling in the parlor. So I'm like, oh, that when it comes to that part, there's nothing that can be done because if you leave the balcony door open, the smell will come in because it's literally like right at the same area. Like they are not so far from each other. And then they're like, no, that they think the smoke. I was like, okay, can you show me any burn or any stain or anything that makes you feel like they did it there? They don't have any evidence. I'm going to put a video or a picture, while in this video, so you could see the place as well. Just give you a hint. But anyway, yes. So they take our caution fee and they literally refuse to give it to us, giving us excuses like, oh no, that they smelled this, they smelled that, and that the person staying in their bed. Just basically things that just are not worthy enough to take the caution fee. And at this point, I just hate when people rather lie because obviously you want to keep the caution fee. But then instead of you to be honest and be like, oh, because I would have preferred it if it was a situation where you're like, oh, could you guys give us this caution fee? Like, than acting like, no, it's in your right to take the caution fee because one or two things that don't add up is the reason why you're taking the caution fee. However, ever since that day, I've never ever booked for anybody again from that place because I'm just like, no, this is going to spoil my reputation. It doesn't really make sense. And I'm not trying to spoil somebody's business, so I won't really put places that are very obvious because they have like an aesthetic that's kind of bringing them out. So you kind of would know the place if I show you some places. So I'll just show some things that would just, for those that know, will know kind of vibe. But yeah, the place. That's my story of how I booked an apartment for somebody and they took the person's caution fee.
Am I the only person that a man's private part does not turn on? Because sometimes they just want to show you the private part like it's supposed to turn you on. It's like, I don't understand. Why should I be turned on by seeing it? I mean, maybe you will get turned on from seeing ours, but I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I do not get turned on by a man's private part. So please, people on Snapchat, stop sending me your private part because I am not turned on by that. I am not.